Being persistent, working hard, and fighting your mind will make your life miserable. Yes, working hard, persistence is amazing, but when you fight your mind, it doesn't work. It just makes your life much more miserable. Not only your life, also the life of the people around you, people you care about. It makes their life much more miserable because you're in a miserable state and reflects all around you. A few months ago, I was trying to join again, as probably some of you know. I was involved in the past few months in helping protect my country and fighting terrorists. And there was a certain operation I won't talk too much about in the camera, but someone needed my help. One of the forces called me. They wanted to deploy me back, and they asked for my help. They said, listen, if you come, it will really help us, and we need you there. So I was like, yeah, for sure. I called my job. I said, listen, I got called in. I can't talk too much about it, but I got called in. They need my help. There's a certain operation. Again, I wasn't able to talk too much about it because it wasn't something that went out yet to the press. And I was just ready to go. I packed already my bag. I was on my way, and then I get a call, and someone, one of the high-rank reserves, tells me, listen, we're not allowing you to join them because the people who called me were active duty. And he told me, I'm not allowing you to join. And I told him, are you serious? They're fighting terrorists. They need my help. Why can't I go? And I was fighting. I was fighting in my mind and not fighting him. What do I mean? When he said that I can't go, I was in my mind, wait, but I was trained so hard. Wait, I trained so hard for this. I went back then to the special forces in order to train for these days, in order to protect women, in order to protect civilians, families, babies, kids. And this is what I trained. I trained for this. I paid a high price in order to be trained to protect human beings from people who want to kill them. And I was like, how is it that he's telling me that I can't go now? And I had this whole fight in my mind, and I was going crazy. And I told him, are you serious? There are terrorists that are going to attack. They need me. They need my. They're asking for my help in order to prevent that. And instead of fighting the terrorists, I'm fighting you. Why do I need to fight the reserves? I'm supposed to fight the terrorists, not you. And I had this whole fight in my mind. For a day or two, I was going crazy. And then I realized that it's not only there, it's in many things in life. I think things should happen in a certain way, and they're not. And then I have this fight in my mind. Why isn't this happening? Why is that happening? And my mind is going crazy, back and forth, back and forth. And I realized that, number one, it doesn't, it's not something that, number one, it will continue happening, okay? It could be, I was talking about, war, but it could also be in your job. It could be in your relationship. It could be when you want to do exercise. Many times in life, when things don't work our way or the way we think they should work, so we have, this dialogue, and many times it turns into a fight in your mind. Why isn't this happening? Why is it happening that way? And you need to understand, when you fight your mind, you're going to lose. I'm sorry to tell you that. And you might win that certain thing that you want to get, but many times you'll feel miserable, and you'll just suffer more and more. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for, acting, persistent. When I say acting, I mean doing things that will get you to wherever it is that you want to get. Yes, I'm all for that. But you need to work with a certain mindset that will get you to those places, because many times there will be places you want to get to and it won't work. Welcome to life. Whatever needs to happen will happen, but and by the way, you do need to take those action steps, and sometimes just be in a certain state. Like we said, we're human beings. And with all that said, you also need to understand that in order for you to feel better and have a better life, when things don't go your way, or go part of your way, or go your way, and then you want something else, and you'll see that that wasn't enough, then you understand that in order to create a better life for yourself and for the people around you, it would be much more helpful if you work with a certain mindset. And it's not a one-time thing. Have this mindset for 5 minutes and that's it. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Recently, someone asked me for life advice. I told them, listen, I'm not giving you life advice. I could give you some life practices, because life advice sounds okay. Do this thing once or twice and you'll be fine. I told them, listen, first, I'm like you. I'm in the same game. I'm practicing with you. And I told you what I do. See if it helps you. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I told him it's a life practice. So also it's practicing your mindset, okay? practicing being in certain mindsets. We're human beings, so let's try being in certain mindsets that would help us thrive, that would help us grow, help us create a better life. So as we all know, there are 6 pillars that can help you thrive in life. Okay, mindset, relationship, sleep, nutrition, movement, some type of exercise, and financial behavior. In the mindset one, and that's the most important one, that's why it's the first one, it's in the top. The mindset differs into 7 different types of mindset, okay? And when you understand these types of mindset, you'll of course need to practice them. In the beginning will be harder, but with time you'll see that whatever it is that you go through in life, okay, when you go through these mindsets, when you practice these mindsets, they'll help you go through the challenge. They'll help you see the beauty if you're in the beauty, because many times you're in a great time in life, you're not seeing it because you're not having the right mindset. You're not being in the right mindset. When you will be setting your mind to these mindset, because that's basically what mindset is, setting your mind. So set your mind to be in these mindsets, you'll see that you'll have a much better life. Mindset number 1, okay, set your mind for faith and trust. For me, it's faith and trust in God. If you don't believe in God, you could say universe, reality, whatever you want. But there's a much bigger picture than you and me, okay? Just look up at the stars, see like, wow. Like, you know, there's trillions of stars. There's a whole world before we came here. It would continue being after we go. Trust that, you know, if you do the best you can in order to create a better life for yourself and people around you, things happen that will actually help you grow. So number 1, trust and faith. Second mindset, okay, set your mind for love and forgiveness. Now, it doesn't matter what you went through. The only one, if you don't forgive, the only one that is getting damaged is you. You don't forgive someone, you don't forgive yourself, you're damaging only yourself, okay? Love, okay, if you don't want to love them, first accept them. Maybe love will only come later, but love yourself, love people around you. It doesn't mean going giving hugs to everyone, but when you act and do things out of a place of love and forgiveness, you'll see that things are able to create and have much more potential. Number 3, and I really connect to this one because it took me a long time to practice this, I'm still practicing, is accept and surrender, okay? Accept whatever it is that is coming to you and surrender. Surrender doesn't mean, okay, hey, putting my hands up, that's it. No, it means that, okay, I understand, I'm accepting what happened, what is going to happen. I'm surrendering to the fact that the world is much bigger than me and you. And from there, I'm going to act and do whatever it is I'm going to do. Okay, now in general, many of you are like, well, you're talking to me about faith, love, surrender. Like, I have a problem. I'm looking for a solution. Let's go do something. Well, I'm a big doer, okay? Exactly like you. The thing is, the question is, from what mindset are you doing? From a mindset of resistance, and then you create a crash? Or from a mindset of faith, of love, of surrender? And it's a practice. You won't always be able to do the way that we're talking about it here. I was about to say the right way, but the right way is basically practice. Sometimes we'll be able to do it, sometimes not. But from what mindset do you want to act, okay? From what mindset do you want to live and be? From one of resistance, of anger and depression? All good, enjoy. If that does good for you, just be careful, don't harm other people. But most people don't want, okay? So I'm all in for acting and doing and being. Just doing it from a place that you set your mind to create from the situation a much better future, a much better place for you and for the people around you. So back to the mindset, okay? So we set our mind for faith and trust. We set our mind for love and forgiveness. We set our mind for accepting and surrender. Number 4, set your mind to a mindset of observing, okay? Always observing and reframing. That can help you so much. You have no clue how much. Because many times we connect to a certain situation, we connect to a certain feeling, and we say, okay, that's us, and we identify with that, then we start victimizing ourselves. But when you zoom out, okay, you observe from the outside, and you reframe, you give a different meaning to that reality, you give a different meaning to that feeling, you give a different meaning to that experience, to one that serves you, you'll see that everything changes, okay? So you just observe and reframe. Then reflect and learn, okay? You could go through many different experiences in life. Now, if you don't want to go like a hamster wheel, always continue coming back to where you were. So reflect, okay? Again, zoom out. Okay, what happened the last experience? What can I learn over here? Amazing. Okay, how can I implement that learning for my next experience? Amazing. Okay, so you might go through that same experience, but now after you implement that learning, you'll see how that experience helps you grow and create a better life for you and the people around you. Okay, number 6 is gratitude. You know, I'm a big believer in that. The most amazing things in life are the ones that we take for granted. Have gratitude for whatever it is that you do have, okay? You might have things that you don't have. I get it. But right now, focus on what you do have. Have gratitude for what you have. I'm not saying that should be the first thing that you should go to. There are different things to go to before gratitude, and we spoke about that in a different video about pain. But focus on what you do have, okay? You have so much beauty in your life. It doesn't matter what you're going through. I could say this sentence to 99% of the world. This 1% maybe I can't. But there's a lot of beauty in your life, even if you have a lot of pain. So focus on what you do have. And number 7 is just be present, be aware, be mindful to what you have. You know, someone once told me, like, how is it that you still love running? And I used to love running in this huge valley. And I told him, like, every time I go there, well, not every time, but almost every time, I'm just aware to all the beauty that is there. But there were times that I wasn't aware, and I would run through this beautiful scenery and I wasn't able to see it because I wasn't present, okay? So the 7th one is just be present to what you have, okay? Well, let's go back to the coffee, okay? I could just have the coffee, enjoy, and continue with life. Or I could say, wow, this is a great coffee from Costa Rica. I love it. It's amazing. And it makes me feel much better because I'm aware, I'm present to what I have, okay? I'm aware that right now I could hear the birds, and I'm present, okay? When you're present, you get presence. That's what happens. So be present, get the presence that life has to offer you. Understand, all this, it's a practice. It's not a one-time thing. Practice being in these mindsets, you'll see that you create a much better life for you and for the people around you. If you decide you want to keep on fighting, you know, your mind, and you want to be on that battle with your mind, all for you, okay? Do whatever. If you think it's good for you, do it. I think it will damage you. Just, like I said, make sure you don't hurt other people. But if you want to win life's battles, so practice these mindsets, okay? Maybe once, you know, maybe one per week, and then until you turn them into a part of your life. And you'll see when you practice your mindsets, you'll set your life to a life that creates much more beauty for you and for the people around you, and will help you also win the battles of life. For more on winning the battles of life, see the video below. I really recommend that interview. Until then, continue setting your mind to a mind that serves you and the people around you.